How cool is this? I never get tired of seeing those signs everywhere. Good morning guys, and welcome back to Zonte, El Salvador. I've been here, or aka Bitcoin Beach, which I'm sure some of you know that already by now. I've been here for the last week or so, and it's been a really cool, chilled place to stay. I think in this video I just want to let you know what it's like to come here, what to expect, and kind of my first impressions of being here as well for the past week. First of all, how easy is it to pay with Bitcoin? It's known as Bitcoin Beach, but how easily can you actually just pay for everything with Bitcoin? Well, the answer is pretty darn easily. Okay, the audio messed up, so I'm going to do a quick voiceover. About 90% of the businesses here already accept Bitcoin. All you have to do is set up a Lightning wallet using either Strike, Moon, Bitcoin Beach is the local one that a lot of people use here, or any other third-party Lightning wallet which you can find in the App Store. I'll include an example of a couple in the description below. So the Bitcoin Beach is the main one that is used here, and that was set up by Bitcoin Beach, the non-profit that started this whole community, and it's really easy to use. Most people here are registered on it, and you can just send it to either their QR code or a username. But absolutely no problems paying for most things with Bitcoin here. There's still a couple of businesses that haven't quite caught up to it, but for the most part, you can easily do it. It's still worth having some cash, just in case, like anywhere, but for the most part, then it's very easy to pay in Bitcoin. There is only one ATM in El Zonte, and there's a Bitcoin ATM, so it's probably worth bringing cash before you get here. So what is there to do here? Well, I will say it's actually a very sleepy, chilled surf town. Obviously the Bitcoin part of it is something that's attracting a lot of people, and maybe this is the reason you clicked on this video, but besides that, it is still a beautiful little surf town. If you love surfing, it's a mecca for that. There's great waves that you can see right behind me, and there's a few restaurants going on, but it is still a very chilled place. Like, we tried to go out on a Friday night here at 8 p.m. and almost all of the restaurants were closed. So it's definitely not a party town, but it is a very cool place to just come and chill for a few days, do some surfing, check out the caves at the end of the beach, and just completely relax, also spending some Bitcoin. How did we get here? I would say the best way is probably to rent a car if you're coming to El Salvador. It depends for how long. We kind of rented a car for half of our time here, and then besides that, just let that rental run out and based ourselves here in El Zonte. But I think to get around most of El Salvador, it's much easier to rent a car, and you could do it for like $20, $30 a day. It's not a massive expense. There are public buses running, and they're fairly regular, but then it's just going to take a lot longer to get everywhere. And if you're based in El Zonte, there's not loads of restaurants and not any nightlife here. So you want to go down to El Tunco, it's about 20 minutes down the coast, and to do that you're probably going to want a scooter or a car. You can do it with buses and taxis, it's just much more difficult. How expensive is it? Honestly, it's a bit more expensive than I expected in terms of accommodation, but food prices are still pretty cheap. And there's a whole sliding scale here of whether you want to go to a nice hotel restaurant, which you can pay $15, $20 a meal for, plus drinks, or you want to go to a pupuseria and get pupusas for like 50 cents. So you can really pay what you want in terms of food and drink, but accommodation right now seems to be slightly more. And that may be because we're still in a pandemic and less places are open, so I'm not sure about that, but the prices are higher here than I originally expected. If you go and look at Airbnb, you can see there's places for £100 a night, $150 a night, and you'd get a lot more value out of that amount in other places. Here I don't feel like you get a great deal of value for what you're paying, but if you search around, you can still find some pretty good options. How safe is El Salvador, and is El Zonte dangerous? Has it felt dangerous? To be honest, this was a question I almost forgot to answer because I felt so safe and relaxed here that I haven't even really thought about it, and yet I've still got lots of messages from people saying, is El Salvador dangerous? And I mean, it has that reputation. At one point it was the murder capital of the world, and it has a high rate of homicides, but I haven't felt in danger at all here. We've been out late at night, walking around. We've been doing pretty much whatever we wanted, and I've always felt safe. I know that's not the best metric, but if you're asking for my personal perspective, then I felt entirely safe here. The El Salvadorian people have been massively welcoming and helpful, and I think a lot of those murder statistics are more related to the gang violence than any violence towards tourists. So I think if you're coming here yourself, you'll be completely fine, and personally, I have felt absolutely safe here. And finally, what are my first impressions of El Zonte and of El Salvador? Honestly, we've been here for about 2.5 weeks in total, and I've loved it. I would definitely be coming back to El Salvador. I've really enjoyed being here. I feel like this side of El Salvador is going to get a lot more popular in future. It just feels like a kind of place that is potentially going to explode with tourism, and I think more people are kind of going to keep coming here. And you can kind of see, I know the pandemic's had an effect in a lot of places, but you can see where hotels and stuff were starting to be built up before it, and then obviously that's slowed down a bit in the last couple of years. But I think it is a place where a lot more people will be coming in the future. I've really enjoyed it. I've loved being able to pay with Bitcoin, and other countries will be following suit in that way too in the near future, which I'll be happy to go and check out them as well. I think it's been beautiful. Black sand beaches, gorgeous coastline, and great food. I know, what more could you ask for? And lots to do. El Zonte is a bit more chilled than I thought. It's very, very slow, chilled beach town. That's the only way I can describe it. If you want a little bit more going on and a bit more nightlife and more people around, then that's El Tunco down the coast, and we did end up spending a few days there as well, just to see what that was like. But yeah, overall I've really enjoyed it. So that's my thoughts. I'll be back again in the future, I'm sure. A little bit of a different format for this video, but I just wanted it to be like hyper informative for anyone that was clicking to see what El Zonte is like right now. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.